wrestling with your angel. Genesis 32 verse 26 to 29. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him, and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. Believers are spiritual warriors we fight to win. There is no hero without a battle. The truth is, there is no conquest without a contest. There is no victory without a fight. There is no testimony without a test, and no miracle without impossible circumstances. There is a spiritual law of cause and effect. If you want to change a situation, then you have to cause it to happen. You see, we will never get anything done by folding our arms and waiting hopelessly. Genesis 28 verse 10 to 22 gives an account of how Jacob left Beersheba and was on his way to Haran. When he got to Bethel, it was already late, and he had to sleep. While he slept, he saw the vision of angels ascending and descending a ladder whose top reached to heaven. When Jacob woke, he said that God was in that place, and he never knew it. It is regrettable for one to miss an opportunity he got to change his destiny. For many believers, this has been the case. They had folded their arms, waiting for things to turn around for their good, when they actually had several opportunities to have prayed and gained their victories. There are some opportunities that do not come often. As such, when they do come, we need to take full advantage of them. For Jacob, it took several years before he regained the chance he had lost. After spending several years with his uncle Laban, he was returning home to make peace with his brother when he had another encounter with an angel by night. This time around, Jacob would not let go because he did not know if he will ever have another opportunity. Jacob had a burning desire within him. Jacob took hold of the angel and wrestled with him. Why did Jacob have to wrestle with the angel? He wrestled with the angel because he knew that he could transform his destiny. Until we realize that God is all we need, we may never take advantage of persistent prayers to solve our problems. Jacob was greatly determined that night. He wrestled with the angel until the breaking of the day. Night prayers are very strategic. I think there is something quite special about it. Several destinies are destroyed by night, while some destinies are also transformed by night. If only men had learned to take the night watch seriously, the enemy would have sown tares among their wheat. Matthew 13 verse 25. Jacob employed all his strength to wrestle with the angel, and he requested that the angel should bless him. Jacob needed blessings because his life had been full of toiling and hardship. For Jacob, his wrestling with the angel had cost him something: the dislocation of his thigh. However, he had a testimony that he wrestled with both man and God and prevailed. As a result of his prevalence over the angel, a nation was birthed: Israel. Genesis 32 verse 28. So, we see from Jacob's story that a man could wrestle with God and prevail, but this is only made possible in the place of prayers. Many of us give up when praying because we feel that we are not getting the desired results. Sometimes we need to be tenacious until we get that which belongs to us. Jacob had enough excuse to give up that night, seeing that the angel had knocked his thigh out of joint. But he would rather die wrestling with the angel than living outside of God's destined purpose for his life. What many believers don't know is that their persistence in this place of prayers will go a long way to affect the upcoming generation positively. You see, the destiny of the nation of Israel was in Jacob the night he wrestled. Some of us may not know what lurks up in the inside of us until we pray persistently to birth it out. The blessing of your children could be locked up inside of you and won't release until you wrestle with your angel in prayer. Jacob was desperate to be blessed. Are you desperate to be blessed? Jacob was desperate for a breakthrough. Are you desperate for a breakthrough? Jacob wrestled with his angel. Are you going to wrestle with your angel? Prayer has got to cost something. It is not free. Your breakthrough is not a handout. You won't get it out of pity. You have got to work for it. It cost Jacob his sleep, for he wrestled with the angel all night until the angel had to say, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." Sleep was a luxury Jacob could not afford. It will cost you your time. Prayer will cost you. It cost Jacob his hip and walked the rest of his life with a limp, but by God was he blessed. Do you not think Jacob felt like quitting? Of course he did, but he didn't, because when you feel like quitting, that is when your breakthrough starts. You have to reach such a point of desperation that you are willing to get your breakthrough, no matter the cost, no matter the pain, no matter how many sleepless nights, no matter how many times you get knocked down. You have got to get up. Prayer is not easy. You have got to fight to pray. You have got to fight for your breakthrough. No excuses. Put in the work and you will get out what you need. Now let me ask you, are you willing to pay the cost? Are you as desperate as Jacob to be blessed? Prayer is the way to release your blessing, but it comes at a cost. So pray. Pray, pray until you get your answer, until you get your blessing, until you get your breakthrough. This is not a laughing matter. This is serious. This is a fight. This is warfare. Pray like never before. Pray like Jacob did. Your prayers will not only affect you, it will also affect people around you too. Never give up until you see the substance of what you are praying for. Unfortunately, many people gave up praying for their breakthrough if they don't see instant results. If Jacob had left the angel an hour before he blessed him, he would have only wasted his time wrestling. Many of us have been praying. You must pray until something happens. Howbeit, our warfare is not physical but spiritual. We do not have to wrestle with any physical enemy. Even those who parade themselves as our physical enemies are only sponsored by our spiritual enemy. Our wrestling is spiritual. When we win spiritually, then we can reign physically. Ephesians 6 verse 12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." However, we do not only wrestle with wicked spirits. There are times that we need to wrestle with God also. Wrestling with God does not imply that we are in combat with Him, but that we stand firm in prayers until we get the fullest of our blessings. The testimony you are expecting is not without a price. Effectual prayer is that price you must pay. You too can prevail over whatever is holding the testimonies you have long awaited if you tarry enough in the place of prayers.
Whatever you do, don't let your angel go until you are blessed. Jacob was at the point of desperation. It was make or break for Jacob. You see, Jacob had a vision of angels ascending and descending, and he knew he had missed his opportunity that time. But years later, when he had another opportunity, he was not willing to let go without any result. Now I'm encouraging you in your prayer time. You must have the same tenacity and the same determination to say to your angel, just like Jacob did, "I will not let you go until you bless me." Is your situation desperate enough for such a prayer? If everything in your life is rosy and lovely, you won't be willing to go to the same lengths as Jacob. But if you are desperate, pray and keep going. Pray and don't let your angel go. Pray and don't let your blessing go. I will not let you go until you bless me.